This is a podcast all about Bears. You either cheering for this team or just pulling your hair. I like to take a minute, just sit right back and tell you how I became the #1 Bears fan.
That boy is Benny Hunter.
Cake on the mic, cake on the mic, cake on the mic, cake on the mic. People, this the intro. Sacramento, California, born and raised. And Antelope is where I spend most of my days. Talk bad about my team, you must be a clown. This is Keek on the mic, so you know you better bear down. Bear down.
Hey, what's going on, Bears fans? Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Keek on the Mic, the podcast all about the Chicago Bears. Like always, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. So, rumors have been spiraling out of control this week, as if you guys haven't heard already, the Carolina Panthers fired head coach Matt Rhule after starting 1-4 this season. The Carolina Panthers looked absolutely awful. And there's been multiple insiders predicting that the Carolina Panthers could have a fire sale before the trade deadline on November 1st. So the Carolina Panthers could be looking to trade guys like Christian McCaffrey, Robbie Anderson, among others. But the guy that I'm keeping an eye on is wide receiver DJ Moore. And this is where I get to the question of today's podcast at Keek on the Mic. Should the Chicago Bears trade for wide receiver DJ Moore? Before I give you my answer, if the Bears should in fact trade for DJ Moore, let's have a conversation about it. Everyone knows, Bears fans, national media, people from the outside looking in, everyone knows that there is a massive need at wide receiver for the Chicago Bears. Outside of Darnell Mooney, the Bears could use a huge boost at wide receiver. Yes, Darnell Mooney has picked it up as of late, but I think we all can realize that Darnell Mooney is probably not there yet in terms of being a #1 wide receiver in the NFL. So yes, the Bears can use a massive boost at wide receiver, especially when you're looking for help for Justin Fields. This is where wide receiver DJ Moore comes in. To me, DJ Moore would be an instant upgrade, not only for Justin Fields, but for this Chicago Bears offense. DJ Moore is an absolute stud. He's only 25 years old. He has had 3 straight 1,000-yard seasons, and he would be a true #1 for Justin Fields. Once again, DJ Moore is an absolute stud, and the stats speak for themselves. 3 straight 1,000-yard seasons. That's what the Chicago Bears need. And to me, if you trade for a guy like DJ Moore, right, that is giving me indication that, you know what, you are all in on Justin Fields. You need to be able to put talent around your young quarterback. Obviously, Ryan Poles didn't do a lot of that in the offseason in terms of bringing in stud wide receivers, kind of like DJ Moore. So this would be a perfect opportunity for Ryan Poles to add a true #1 wide receiver for Justin Fields. Once again, DJ Moore is an absolute stud. His speed and playmaking ability would be an instant boost for Justin Fields. And honestly, it would make guys around him better as well, kind of like Darnell Mooney. It would make him better. It would make Equinemius St. Brown better. It would make Velus Jones better. Because when you bring in a guy like DJ Moore, he would be your #1 wide receiver. That means he would be getting the attention from the #1 cornerback from these defenses, right? That means Darnell Mooney would go back to wide receiver #2. Everyone knows when Darnell Mooney was the #2 wide receiver on the Bears, when Allen Robinson was on the Bears, Darnell Mooney put up big-time numbers. So yes, adding a guy like DJ Moore would make everyone around him a whole lot better. So to answer the question, should the Chicago Bears trade for DJ Moore? My answer to that question is absolutely yes. If I am Ryan Poles, I would be all in on DJ Moore. But now let's ask this question. The question that we need to ask if we're really all in on DJ Moore, right? How much would it cost? Because I know the Chicago Bears are in the middle of a rebuild. Do they really want to give up a lot of draft picks? So going on the Carolina Panthers side, what would it cost, right? Will it cost a 2nd-round pick? Would it cost a 3rd? Would it cost multiple? All I know is I'm not giving up a 1st-round pick for DJ Moore. That is just me. We need to be able to keep our 1st-round pick. But if I was Ryan Poles, I would possibly be willing to give up a 2nd or 3rd-round pick. If the Carolina Panthers come and say, hey, it's only going to take a 4th-round pick, you should be all in on that. There's no questions asked. But knowing the Carolina Panthers and the situation that they're in, they're looking to build up draft capital. They don't have a lot of cap space, so they're looking to get rid of some of these big contracts on their football team. DJ Moore being one of them. He just signed a 3-year, $61 million contract. His cap pay in 2023 is going to be $25 million, which is no problem for the Chicago Bears due to the fact that we're going to have a whole lot of cap space going into next offseason. But what would it cost for us to get DJ Moore? I'm guessing either a second or third round pick. And if I am Ryan Poles, if I was in Ryan Poles' situation and his shoes, I would be willing to let go of a second round pick because I know that DJ Moore would help our football team instantly. He would help Justin Fields instantly. And once again, he would help players like Darnell Mooney, Velus Jones. And everyone knows that we have a massive need at wide receiver. So, just like I mentioned earlier in the podcast, if Justin Fields is the guy, if Ryan Poles, Matt Eberflus, the Chicago Bears organization is fully sold on Justin Fields, they need to start putting talent around Justin Fields, especially after you're looking at the performance he had against the Minnesota Vikings. That definitely opened a lot of Bears fans' eyes because obviously Justin Fields kind of struggled the first couple of games, but then he played a really, really good game against the Minnesota Vikings. So after that game, Ryan Poles has to be thinking, well, Justin Fields did that against Minnesota with not really having a lot of weapons around him. So let's just imagine what he could be if we start putting more talent around Justin Fields. So, like I said, going to get DJ Moore would give Justin Fields a true number one wide receiver. Like I mentioned, Moore did sign a 3-year, $61 million extension. So his cap hit will be about $25 million in 2023. But that wouldn't be a problem for the Chicago Bears since they do have a lot of cap space going into the 2023 offseason. So personally, for me, Bears fans, and this is just my opinion, this makes too much sense for the Chicago Bears. Once again, it will work for both sides. I'm not too positive if they're going to actually trade DJ Moore, but if he is available for trade, Ryan Poles needs to be on the phones with the Carolina Panthers because it makes too much sense for the Chicago Bears. Moore is still in his prime. He would be a perfect piece to bring into the rebuild. Like I said, he's only 25 years old. So once again, now you're building around Justin Fields, right? So you have Justin Fields. You still have Khalil Herbert. You have David Montgomery. You have Darnell Mooney, Velus Jones, DJ Moore. Then you can start seeing, okay, Ryan Poles is doing the best he can to add talent around Justin Fields. And if he did make a move like this, that would give me that indication that, yes, Ryan Poles is all in on Justin Fields being his franchise quarterback. Like I said, Bears fans, this makes too much sense, and I would be all in on DJ Moore if I am Ryan Poles. If I was the GM of the Chicago Bears, I would call Carolina right now and try to get DJ Moore to become a Chicago Bear. So let me ask you guys this again. Would you guys, if you were in GM Ryan Poles' shoes, would you trade for wide receiver DJ Moore? Let me know down below in the comment section. Before I let you guys go, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms. And make sure you share this episode of Geek on the Mic with every single Bears fan that you know. But other than that, we'll be back for all new Bears podcast right here on Geek on the Mic. Thanks, guys, and bear down.
You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't Geek on the Mic. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't Geek on the Mic.